welcome back to another video. Yes, I am now starting 2023 with the best films from 2022. Here we go. Yes, 2022 is now over. It's behind us. And we are now starting the first video on the channel at 2023. Yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy last few months, I'm not going to lie. Like, it has been absolutely mental, and I will speak more of that in the future. But here we are filming today's video. I have got my ranked list on my Letterboxd account. So if you want to go and follow me over there, please do, because I'm starting to get a bit of a following over there. So yeah. We are going to start, though, in the top 10, but I will say some honourable mentions of films I really enjoyed that just were outside that top 10. I did put Fall there, which was that movie where like these girls had to climb up this tower thing and then they couldn't get down. That was a really fun movie. That was 17th in my list. I also want to mention Top Gun Maverick. That was 13th in my list, which people may think is really low, but on second watch I have really enjoyed it, so I want to give that an honourable mention as well. And yeah, so those two really were like honourable mentions, films I enjoyed, but they just weren't quite in that top tier for me personally. But we will start with number 10, and I gave this a 4.5 star, and this is The Banshees of Inisherin. Amazing, fantastic dark comedy. It is going to be in all the award season stuff now. It's been having awards recently, I believe, in the American award shows, etc. The movie stars Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell, and it's basically like a film about two people that hate each other, and it's like a dark comedy. It's really good, really nicely shot, really, you know, set in Ireland. It's very picturesque, on a location. It's just a nice film in a way. Really enjoyed it. Good film, and I gave that a 4.5 stars. So yeah. Coming in at number 9 then, this is a film that I watched earlier on in the year, and I love this film so much. Directed by Craig Roberts. This is The Phantom of the Opera. This does star Mark Rylance and Sally Hawkins, and this is a great film. It's basically a true story of this guy who wanted to be in the British Open, and he said the British Open should be open for everybody, not just professional golf players. And he basically starts a movement that, you know, insinuates like, I want to become this golf player, I guess. It's a really good film. Craig Roberts as well is actually like a local person to me. Like, he's a local person who went to the same school as me. This is a film he actually directed, and like I said, really enjoyed the film. Funny film. I've only watched it once. I want to watch it again. I need to pick it up actually. But yeah, great film, and I gave that a 4.5 star as well. Coming in then at number 8 is arguably one of the biggest films of the year probably, and this is Avatar: The Way of Water. I gave this also a 4.5 star. For me, the story of Avatar, as I said in the review, is good. This was an amazing looking movie. There's no questions about it. I just think the story for me for Avatar films is a little bit boring, but you have to appreciate it for what it is, if you know what I mean. So yeah, Avatar: The Way of Water, I gave her a 4.5 star. Same score as the first Avatar. I probably would put the second one as better than the first one if I was going to rank the two. But yeah, you know, 4.5 star for Avatar: The Way of Water. It is what it is. It's a good film. If you haven't seen it in the cinema, you definitely need to. It's one of those things you need to experience, but it's not something that, you know, that blew me away story-wise. And I think that's what I want them to do in the third one now, is come up with a really good story, you know. I just think the story's a bit lacking, but, you know, that's my own personal opinion. But Avatar is my 8th favourite film of the year. Next then, in number 7, we have a movie that I actually have picked up, and this is Nope. Nope is a good movie starring Daniel Kaluuya. Brilliant movie. It's a Jordan Peele directed film. Love this film. It is a weird one, like in terms of it being a horror, a thriller, but then also sci-fi as well. It's got a bit of everything, and I love that about it. The soundtrack's amazing. It sounds fantastic in the cinema. I am yet to watch this in my room, so I really want to check this out. It's still sealed currently. Had this for Christmas. But yeah, fantastic movie, Nope. Really enjoyed it, and that is my 7th favourite movie of the year. Coming in at number 6 then, we have a movie that is directed by Robert Eggers. This actually came out earlier in the year as well, and this is The Northman. I really enjoyed The Northman. This is a film I've watched twice, I believe. It stars Alexander Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, Ethan Hawke, Anna Taylor-Joy. Really good film. The first time I watched it, I really enjoyed it. I definitely need to give this another go. I do have that on the shelf somewhere as well. But this is a great film. As I say, Vikings. It's about this young kid who sees his parents get killed or whatever, and then as he grows up into a man, he wants to like avenge their death. You know, he grows up really thinking, I think he's like a prince. But yeah, brilliant film. I gave that a 4.5 star, borderline 5 star really, but fantastic film. loved it, and yeah, it's my 6th favourite film of the year. Coming in number 5 then, now we're going into the top 5. Again, another 4.5 star, which I think on the second watch this is probably going to be a 5 star, but I do have this, and I have picked this up recently. This is Everything Everywhere All at Once. I have the Steelbook edition. I'm going to be unboxing this in the next day or two on the channel. But yeah, I gave this a 4.5 star, top 5 movie for me of the year. I thought it was fantastic. I went to see it in the cinema. It really is a great movie. I can't wait to watch it again. Like all the ones on this list, really. Really enjoyed it. Starring Michelle Yeoh. Jamie Lee Curtis is in this as well. I think it's a really, really good film. It's all about like multiverse stuff, and like, yeah, it just sounds weird when you try and explain the movie, I think, to people. Like, I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, wow, this sounds really crap. But then when you watch it, I think it's done in a particular way that you're just like, wow, this is actually done really, really well. So yeah, for me, top 5 movie of the year, 100% has to be Everything Everywhere All at Once. Next then, now, top 4. This is a Netflix movie, and this is actually one of the first films of the year that I reviewed. So I think this was actually out in 2021 in America, but we didn't get it for 2022 here. And this is Munich, The Edge of War. This actually stars George Mackay. Now, people may not know George Mackay's name, but he's the guy basically in every like war film. Like, he's in 1917. Yeah, stars him, stars Jeremy Irons, stars Robert Bathurst. There's a few stars in this movie. But this film is basically about the Munich conference, and it's about Hitler going to this conference, and almost like it was about like ending the war before the war began, I believe. It's a really good war movie, but it's like a political war movie. It's all about, not so much about the fighting, it's more about like the politics and about the discussions about going to war, which is a really interesting concept. Most of the time with war films, we obviously see, you know, actual like tanks and guns and all that stuff, but this was like the other side of it, so I really like that. It's all about like the Nazis becoming the Nazis, but then, you know, the British government obviously not wanting war, so they're in peace talks and all this stuff, and it's interesting how that all evolves, I guess. Similar to the film Operation Mincemeat, which isn't in this list, but like that's another like war film which isn't really a war film based on thing, if you know what I mean. Now we're in the top 3, and this is where it could get controversial, especially my next choice. I have put number 3 as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now this for me is one of my favourite Marvel movies. It's 4.5 star I gave it. I really, really enjoy it. Like, it's such a good film. I think it has just a different element for me. You know, Benedict Cumberbatch obviously comes back. We get Elizabeth Olsen also coming back, obviously. But Sam Raimi directs this movie, and it really, really is a roller coaster of emotions. I think it's phenomenal. We get to go into different multiverses, different universes across the multiverse, and see different versions of people. And I think it just explains a lot more, and it just shows that Marvel can do this fantastic thing, and it can just continue to grow. You know, I didn't expect to see Thanos in the movie. Like, obviously, you know, not really alive, but you know, there's another alternate timeline to the other one. I just think, you know, I like that whole concept, really. And I think visually it looks stunning. I loved that it felt like a bit like a horror movie, especially the scene where Scarlet Witch is chasing them through the tunnels or whatever. I just really enjoyed it. 4.5 star, and it's my top 3 movie of the year. Coming in number 2 then, and this was a very, very close thing for number 1, but my number 1 could not be moved. But number 2 for me is The Batman. I gave this a 5 star. I only gave 2 films 5 star this year, and The Batman for me is a clear 5 star winner. I do have the Steelbook here, which is the Italy one. I have unboxed this on the channel, but this is one of my favourite films ever made, especially superhero films. Like, this is up there for me with, you know, Dark Knight movies and stuff. Absolutely love The Batman. Obviously, it's the start of this new thing directed by Matt Reeves. It's going to continue. We had Robert Pattinson becoming Batman for the very, very first time, and then Zoe Kravitz, Paul Dano. Yeah, really, really good. Andy Serkis was in there as well. Colin Farrell, of course. It's just fantastic. I cannot wait for the next movie. And I also can't wait for like the Penguin TV show and stuff. Like, I really just like the whole look of it, the style, everything about it was just, you know, I just loved it. Perfect for me. Music was great. Michael Giacchino, absolutely loved it. So then coming in at number 1 is arguably, you know, it came out last year, came out this year. It's one of those again. I watched it in January. This is Belfast, directed by Kenneth Branagh. My film of the year. Absolutely loved it. Gave it a 5 star, of course. It's basically about Kenneth Branagh's upbringing as a kid. Similar to the film that's coming out soon now, the Fabelmans, about Steven Spielberg's life. This one is about, you know, Kenneth Branagh growing up in Belfast against, you know, all the issues of like Catholic and Protestants and all that type of stuff. And Belfast won big in the Oscars. I think it won Best Screenplay. I think it won like a BAFTA or so as well. I do have the title here. Yeah, here we go. 7 Oscar nominations. It was a BAFTA winner for the Best British Film. And there it is. It's a black and white film, but don't let that faze you. It's just a real love letter to the thing, to his life. You can see I put in a black case. Absolutely love this movie. I definitely need to watch this again at some point. It is a real good feel-good movie, but it's also a really wholesome, down-to-earth, true movie. You know, with some films you watch, you're like, this is all make-believe, but this just feels real. My film of the year, there was no questions, and there was nothing that was going to beat it. I think watching the film in the cinema for the first time, it just blew me away. I was just watching it, I was like, every frame, I was like, this is just my film of the year. Even watching it way back in January, I was like, nothing is going to make me feel like this. Nothing is going to. And that's just what it has done for me. It's just really, really a lovely movie. It's an hour and a half long, so it's a nice length as well. And it's just lovely. Stars Jamie Dornan as well. I forgot about that. Judi Dench as well. Kieran Hines. It's a great film. You can see there on the back. But yeah, Belfast is my film of the year. For 2022. Like I said at the beginning of the video though, guys, if you want to follow my letterbox, please do there. I will be putting all my reviews up on there and like all the scores and stuff, so you can see them before the videos come out. So that's a perk in itself. You get to see my scores before. I don't actually put any text or anything on there, just put the score. But then if you want to know what my thoughts were, if I ranked something really low, you could be like, oh, you could definitely go check that review out from James. Why did he score that a 1? Everyone's giving it a 5. You know, it's that type of thing. But yeah, really enjoying Letterboxd. Let's grow a bit of a community over there. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video now. We're going to be doing the top 10 worst movies of the year. They will be out tomorrow. And then we're going to have videos basically every other day. I've got all like new movies I'm going to be seeing. We got Babylon coming out. We've got Megan the review. We've got a lot of films coming out over the next couple of weeks now. We're getting into the year. I've taken a break over Christmas, Blu-ray hunting. Stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you are new. Of course, please do like the video if you like what you see here. And of course, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.